Hello everybody, good afternoon, welcome back to part 2 of Super Sunday as Manchester City entertain Arsenal in what has to be the biggest game of the season so far. There probably isn't going to be another game as big as this now. There will be big games in the title race, but we've had Liverpool-Man City, we've had Arsenal-Liverpool. I think this is the last time they all play each other, and it's Man City entertaining Arsenal. Look at how tight it is up at the top as well. Liverpool go 4 points clear of Man City, but that can all change very, very quickly. Arsenal are a point ahead, but they've got to come to the Etihad and they've got to play. They've got to be brave. I said it before, Pep is the master to the apprentice of Arteta. And I think Arteta, when they play Man City, he's not a jack-in-the-box. He plays like he's intimidated by the aura of Pep Guardiola. And I think that that is something that he absolutely has to defeat today. These Arsenal players have got to come and believe that they're better than Man City. They cannot respect them. They've got to go for them. And if they don't, they will get beaten because Man City love it when teams respect them. And we saw it in the second half at Anfield when they played a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago. Liverpool absolutely annihilated them and Man City lost their composure. They don't like it up them. It's as simple as that. And that's what Arsenal have got to do. So when I'm watching this game today, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. Are Arsenal going to come here and give them a game, or are they going to come here and be intimidated by Manchester City? Because if you're intimidated, you're going to lose. It's as simple as that. There's no doubt about it. Get your comments in. Love that. Let me have a sip of that. Just realised, actually, that is my mug that Seb bought me. It is not a message to anybody in the chat who might be a long-lost child. I'm not your dad. Don't bother sending any letters. This is specifically a relationship thing with me and my son. It's not my 70th birthday. Look, I'm playing some charity games this week, this summer. You might witness it on TikToks, streams, or in person. It might be my last summer playing football, but all I'm going to say is there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say, I wish I'd got tickets to watch that because he has absolutely sat me down and I wish I'd had a chair to sit down in at a stadium. That's all I'm going to say. All the ageists out there, you're going to be sat down. Frederick says, why do you think football is loved by so many? Not the first person to say that today. Maybe you've got an answer to that for yourself. Cairo, welcome to the Members Club as well. User 289169 says, hello from Turkey. What are your thoughts on Ortega being in goal, says Murray. Hello, Jack and Liam Baskey as well. Thanks for the follow from PSPS Belly. I think that I think the fact that Edison's not fit is just one of those things, isn't it? Alisson's not been in goal for Liverpool for quite a while, and it's not necessarily, well, it's not cost them any problems. They're still top of the league. Man City have got no divine right to be, without injury. Edison, I thought Ortega did very well when he came on at Anfield, by the way. So, yeah, a lot of people saying it's going to be a draw. I would be quite happy with a draw. It would keep everything nice and tight and it would stop Man City. But I think if Man City win this game, they'll win the league. Looking at the run-in, this is a game where you'd need Man City to drop some points. Creeper Boy says, I'm a City fan and I see it as a must-win game. Yeah, I think if City don't win this, it hands the initiative to certainly Liverpool, maybe Arsenal. If they win this, I think they remain the favourites. Sheep says, you're our virtual dad. Cheers. And will be, I don't know what that means. Score prediction, Wilson. I'm going with a Man City. So let me explain my position here. I have had jinx powers in the past, and therefore I'm going to try it. I think Man City will win this game 2-0. I'm absolutely, unashamedly an Arsenal fan. For the next couple of hours, I'm an Arsenal fan. And I don't care, judge me, berate me, ridicule me. Stop it there. I nearly said something worse. But the bottom line is, I am an Arsenal fan. I want Arsenal to win this game. It's the lesser of two evils, and Man City are evil. So I don't want them to win it. I want Arsenal to win, but I think Man City are going to win. So, look, Anthony Taylor's the referee. It terrifies me. The the officiating across this Premier League weekend has been abysmal. So I'm concerned about that. I think you have to be. But yeah, I'd take a draw, but I want Arsenal to win. 115 are going to win, says Malps. Yeah, thanks everyone who's joining in and following. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube as well. Share the video. It's going to be a big stream, this one. Quite happy with that Arsenal team, by the way. I love the fact that he's gone to a more balanced midfield three. I never liked Odegaard, Rice and Havertz. And I think Jorginho just gives them that defensive stability that you've got to have. Thanks for following, Creeper Boy. Jesus off the left is interesting. I don't know what Arsenal fans think about that. I mean, I'd need to be an Arsenal fan to have a proper thought on it. But I do like Martinelli. Is he fully fit? I think Trossard does a job off there. I'm surprised he's gone with Jesus off the left. But yeah, Man City obviously missing out on a couple of players themselves today. De Bruyne does start, but they've gone with Kovacic in the middle and pushed Foden wide left with no Doku starting and Grealish both on the bench with Doku as well. Alvarez on the bench, John Stones on the bench. So they've got some good players on their bench, Manchester City, and they've got options, as we know. But I think the way that it reminds me a little of the Emirates game, which was ridiculously tight, and Kovacic played in that game as well. He should have been sent off. So he's definitely packing the midfield, Pep Guardiola, and losing a bit of flair because of it. So obviously I think there is the opportunity for both teams to sort of cancel each other out, definitely. But yeah, I think I don't see it being a draw. I think it will be a game that's determined by, you know, a couple of goals either way, and I think it will be City, unfortunately, but I hope I'm wrong. Tommy says Liverpool fans will be hoping for a draw. Well, obviously they will do. Yeah, well they will do, yeah, because let me just get the league table back up on the screen. When you look at it how it is, and it's not, context is always key, but if you look at that league table as it stands at the moment, I mean, we've got an amazing week coming up. Obviously, this game is going to dictate where we are tonight. But if it was a draw, Arsenal would be on 65 points. Man City would be on 64 points, which gives Liverpool a 3-point gap, which is helpful considering they've got to go to Old Trafford next week, Liverpool. Whereas Man City's next two games are very much winnable. They've got Villa at home, which you would expect them to win. And then they've got Palace away, which you'd expect them to win. So it's all swings and roundabouts, and that is why I think if Man City were to win today and go a point behind Liverpool, it's ominous for the rest of the league. From Arsenal's point of view, if they were to win today, they'd go back level with Liverpool, and they've got very winnable games coming up themselves after that. I think they play Luton midweek, Brighton away on Saturday. So some really interesting games, and I don't think it's beyond being over dramatic to say that this is a title decider. I genuinely think that whoever loses this game doesn't win the league. A draw doesn't decide the title, but if you lose this game, I think you're out the league. I think you're out of it. I don't think you come back from losing it. Let's do a poll on who's going to win. Result poll. So we'll go City win, draw, Arsenal win. Yeah, I think a draw prolongs the excitement and it keeps it as a threesome. I think if somebody loses, it's no longer a threesome. You've been kicked out the bed. It goes to traditional 2. Who's top 5 players in the world right now? So Slow Money. Don't actually care. Not going to waste brain time thinking about it. Suffice to say, Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. definitely are in there. After away to United, Liverpool had the easiest schedule, said Insured Frames. I think Liverpool will beat United anyway. I mean, it's a difficult game on paper, but I think they will. I think they've also got Villa away. Which might be difficult. Done the poll for you there as well, Fraser. And Mustafa Krap is definitely in the top 5, says Nick. He's doing very well. It was a pleasure to put one on his head last night. Liverpool is football heritage, says Faisal. Mo Salah's definitely in the top 5, yes, Greener. So yeah, I'd put Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and certainly Salah in there. It's not easy to define a top 5, really. It's always going to be subjective, I suppose. Thanks for the follow, Nick. Appreciate that. Give us a follow if you're on TikTok, by the way. Who do you think will win the league? I love the stream, says MUFC. I still think Man City are going to win it. And I think that's ridiculously boring. And I have to keep saying this, and I know it bores people who listen to the streams a lot, but I must say it because it has to be said. If Man City win this league by 1 or 2 points, I'm not recognising it. There's no integrity to it. It doesn't exist. And that's nothing to do with the 115. If Man City win this league by 1 or 2 points, it doesn't exist to me. Because Liverpool had a stonewall penalty that wasn't given, and they had a stonewall goal against Spurs that wasn't given. So if Man City win this league by 1 or 2 points, I'm not acknowledging the league as a Man City win. I think the Premier League's in the fucking mud, to be honest with you, if that happens. So if Man City are going to win it, I hope they win it by 6 points, because if they win it by 1 or 2, I don't know why we're pretending that there's any integrity to it. It'll be an absolute disgrace. Jack Ranking says something's playing on his Alexa because of you. Great movies, though. I don't know what you're on about, Jack. Do you think United can win the FA Cup? Says Ip. Not with Man City in it. No. James Young says, you've got the 2 biggest fan channels out there. Why fan debate ignore you? I don't know what that is. Mark, your hair looks so good, says Just Kevin. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know whether you're taking the piss, but I'll take the compliments. It's nice. I thought Man City had a legal matter, says Hex, and they've got an integrity matter, mates. Look, I feel like we might get a dodgy refereeing decision, which is why I'm focusing the mind on the penalty that wasn't given that should have been given. The onside goal for Liverpool. I think the push in the back for Arsenal against Newcastle was dodgy as well. So, look, Man City are the masters at crowding the referee. I'm just worried that we might get another one today. I hope not. If Man City are going to win this, I hope they win it from playing good football. I don't want to see some stupid decision. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube, by the way, and give us a follow if you're on TikTok. Do you think this game could be decided by VAR, says Slow Money? I hope not. I think the officiating has been abysmal this weekend. It's almost like all the referees have forgotten their job over the international break. I can't believe they're making Jesus play after the weekend he's had, says Jack Ladd. Ba-dum-dum. Very good, to be fair. Very, very good. Says you should appear... Mark, should YouTube influencers appear in Sky for punditry? I don't really care. I wouldn't watch it anyway. So I don't watch any footballing YouTubers. So apart from myself, I'll record a show and then I'll watch it back because I'm that good. But I don't know. I don't necessarily think that mainstream and what we do needs to merge, really. And I think they're desperately trying to find a way to shut us all down, not through legal means, but just by competition. Anglo says, Mark, if the EPL is the best league in the world, how come our national team are rubbish and haven't won anything since '66? Do I need to answer that? Come on, mate. It's obvious, because the Premier League isn't English. It's multicultural. It's diverse. Why was Serie A the best league in the world in the 90s and Italy never won anything? It's got nothing to do with being it's not the English Premier League dominated exclusively by English players. You've got Kevin De Bruyne, he's Belgian. You've got Haaland, he's Norwegian. You've got Saliba, he's French. You've got Van Dijk, he's Dutch. It doesn't matter what the national teams do. But what I would say is England should have won major tournaments, because we're a lot better than we have been, because we have got a strong league. But unfortunately, we've got Southgate in charge. Pratt man. Hi, Gary. ES10, thank you very much. Come on, City, says Moyad. How long you been supporting them for? In weeks or days? And I'm joking. It's John, not. It's John. Thank you very much for the follow. The FA have always been weak-minded, Kevin. They've always been bureaucratic suits who don't really understand the game, in my opinion. They don't make good choices. They make political choices. Who do we support if you're Liverpool, says Almi. I think if you're a Liverpool fan, you're in that horrible position of wanting a draw. And a draw is a horrible result to want. I think, I've done it before with United. Wanting a draw is a horrible result to watch a football match. Because you know 0-0 is unlikely. So then you want a goal and then you want an equaliser. So it's a draw is a hard result to have to sit and want really. Liam wants an Arsenal win. I think he said Arsenal are going to win. We've got 12,500 watching on YouTube already. Make sure you share the video, smash a like, absolute legends. Make sure you subscribe. Welcome to Tommy, who says Jesus Masterclass today. Who do you reckon is the best manager in the Premier League, says Liam. Well, I prefer Klopp over Pep. But I just prefer his brand of football. Pep's a good coach, but I think with Klopp, what you see is what you get. With Pep, I sense he's a bit of a snake. I don't know why. How happy would you be if Southgate took Klopp's position next year, says Jerome? I mean, as a Manchester United fan, I'd be absolutely ecstatic for Liverpool if they got Gareth Southgate as their coach. But I'll tell you for free, only Man United is stupid enough to link themselves to Gareth Southgate, Graham Potter and Thomas Frank. Liverpool will not do that because they're a competent football club. They will not let Gareth Southgate into the Liverpool area, let alone have an interview. So that's about the competence of your football club. Man United happily being associated with Gareth Southgate scares the shit out of me, actually. Yeah, it's terrifying. I mean, I don't know what's more scary. Being, 50 metres out from the coast and seeing a shark fin 10 metres away, or Gareth Southgate, Sky Sports News, is having an interview for the Man United job. It's a toss-up, isn't it? Klopp did it with a tight budget. Pep's got an open checkbook, says Johnny. Anthony Taylor is the referee, says Rebecca Collins. Yes. Hi from Minnesota, says Cag. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Players are starting to head down. We're 6 minutes away from the start of this game. Liverpool wouldn't poke Southgate with a stick, says Sean. I'd go further than that. Liverpool wouldn't piss on Southgate if he was on fire. In light of the last super chat, Mark, do you reckon the amount of English players in a squad should rise to help with our own crop of homegrown talents? I couldn't give a shit, Wayne. I don't care. England, Manchester United, I'm not bothered. Of course, there's got to be homegrown quotas. I agree with that, but I wouldn't increase it. The Premier League, I think back to the Premier League when it started and seeing the likes of Jurgen Klinsmann and Eric Cantona and Gianfranco Zola and Bialy and Hullet and all these players coming into the Premier League, when I was a young lad. It was so exciting, and I wouldn't want to limit that. It's the Premier League is what it. I mean, I remember football in the 80s. And it was interesting, but it was very British. There was hardly any foreign players playing, and the Premier League changed all that, and it's changed it for the better. Club football is not international football, and if you're focused on international football, then I think, of course, you probably do want to see your national league dominated by English players, but if we want, another thing as well is if we had enough players, some of them could go and play abroad as well. Could you call my friend Harry a ginger short ass, says Sol Spencer. Thank you very much. Watch along for the Old Firm next week. It's the biggest yet, says ESN. Odegaard or Bernardo Silva? I would go Odegaard, 4K addict. Thank you very much for that. Players are just about to come out onto the pitch here. I will follow you wherever you will go. I'll follow you everywhere. Wow. Fancy filling up a whole stand to say I'll follow you everywhere. That's Man City for you. They'll follow you everywhere. Fearing a draw, City's been just getting by, to be honest, as Ricky M. Who was hugging there? I said that. I said that on the podcast today. Respect between Pep and Arteta could be the downfall of Arsenal here. And Arsenal fans, you need to wake the fuck up about it. If Arteta goes there and respects it, you've fucked your title race, mate. There shouldn't be handshakes. There shouldn't be cuddles. There shouldn't be respect. It's a bloody title race. And Man City hate it when teams get at them. So get at them. You've got to get at them. Don't be respectful. Don't be nice. I didn't see anyone hugging Fennec, but I'm just saying, don't do it. Howie, thanks very much for the follow. Appreciate that. You think Declan Rice is as good as Busquets, says Colin? I think he's got a bit of a way to go yet, Colin. Let's not overhype. Chuckle Brother says Arteta's going to get his dad Pep the win. I think if Arsenal lose, they're out the title race, yeah. It doesn't mean that they won't finish second, but I don't think they'll finish first if they don't win this. I think they've got still got some tough games to go, Arsenal. I even think if Arsenal win this, they could still finish third. Like, they've got some tough games, Arsenal, haven't they? They've got to go away Spurs, got to go away to United. I'm not saying that's a tough game, but it's still a game you'd expect Manchester United to get something out of. But then again, I probably expect too much. Do we start feeling sorry for Chelsea fans? Says it's Louis. Let's give them a day off, mate. I don't think Chelsea fans want us talking about them today, do they? It's a day of rest for them. And I wouldn't say they've earned it, but yeah. I don't want to start taking the piss out of Chelsea too much as well, because Man United are playing them on Thursday. So who knows? Who knows what could happen in that affair. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. We're about to start here. Odegaard. Prediction, I'm going to go Man City to win soon. Hey, there's your hug. Pep and Klopp. Pep and Arteta. He's going around all the... Look at him here. He's fucking hugging everyone. I would not like that as an Arsenal fan. I would not like that. It's just too much. Too fucking much. Can you imagine Sir Alex Ferguson and Wenger running over to each other's benches and hugging and high-fiving? Fucking hell. If Arsenal blow this, I would say that's where it came from. Because you can't do that. Can't be doing that. Man City love it when people respect them. Oh, let's just go out there and play a fair game. Let's go out there and just see what we can do. No, let's go out there and get right up you. Right up you. Make it difficult. On the front foot. Tackle. Get physical. Look, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think you've got to... You got to get at him. You got to get at him. This game must not end in a draw, says Nadine. Thank you very much, Nadine. Thanks for the follow, Brett Bartlett. Appreciate that. Rua says, who's going to win the title? That's the $1 million question, mate. Who is going to win the title? I still think City, but... this might be the time where they just start cooking. It's quite a fast start here. Well, that's a lovely ball into Havertz there. He's miles away, though. Where's he going to go? Odegaard. Bad ball. Vardiel picks it up. Isaac in the Sky says, hi, Mark. Oh, that's my TikTok. I can't get done for copyright. It's mine. Isaac in the sky. Stoppage time winner yesterday, says Seth. That would be fantastic. Toby's enjoying edging. Oh, no. Not that. Oh, penalty. Oh, fucking hell. I thought it was a penalty. Offside. I genuinely thought that was going to be a penalty there. I think Haaland's offside anyway. Yeah, he's offside, but... Oh, they haven't even shown it. Anyway, I thought he actually got clipped in the box. He was offside anyway. Do you think Spurs can finish fourth, says Mr. J? I think they will finish fourth. Spurs are my prediction to finish fourth, yes. Thanks for the follow, Garv. Free kick here on the edge. Bernardo Silva. Look at that from City. It's fucking disgusting. How many captains does City have? Because the crowding of the referee is a bloody joke here. I don't know how they get away with it. Look, it might be a pet hate of mine, but I don't know how they get away with that. They're the only club in the league that can absolutely crowd a referee. Rodri was ahead. Who is the captain for Man City today? Because Rodri's there, De Bruyne was there, Silva was there, and there was someone else there as well. Any other club gets booked for that. Any other club gets booked for that. I don't know why I had to repeat myself. Headed away. A pet hate or a pet hate, says David. Yeah, same thing. Well, we've only had 5 minutes. City have started off the better team. Thanks for the follow, Tin Fish. Klopp hugs everyone as well, says it's Louis. Do you think Liverpool were lucky today, says Ajit? Not if you watch the game. Liverpool were the better side. Jesus is looking shit on that left wing straight away. I'll tell you that for free. I don't know why they've done that, actually. Charlie, thanks for the follow, and Jordan. Definitely a better start by City here. They look up for it. The old international break, I called this a long time ago. I said, look, a lot of people said, oh, Arsenal, Man City, it's going to be a big game. I just think the rhythm of the international break is going to be really difficult, and then it comes down to home advantage, so... Thanks for the follow, Joey, Alex, Georgie, Caleb, Adolfo. Appreciate it. Riley says, what's your score prediction? I'm going to go Man City 2-0. I don't want them to win. I want Arsenal to win. But Kevin De Bruyne is the captain, says Nico. Yeah, so everybody else who crowds the referee should get booked. Never happens, though. Sean Dodd says, if one team loses, does that put them out of the title race? I think it does. I think it does. Thanks, Big John and Jack and Alan. Oh. Well, that should be a booking. Notice how no Arsenal players were around Anthony Taylor there. YouTube censorship out of control. I've tried sending completely innocent super chats and I've been blocked 3 times, is Anglo-Saxon. I've just been asked if I could be more neutral. Look, if Man City score a good goal, I will accept it and I will praise it, but I don't have to be neutral. I can think of 115 reasons why I don't have to be neutral. Riley, thank you very much for the follow. There's a good comment there from KU. He says, I think if Arsenal lose, they're out the title race. But if Man City lose, I still wouldn't rule them out. I think that's a good point because, as we know, Man City are capable of winning 9 games in a row, which is what they would have to do if they lost. Ben White with a nice overlap. Good cross. Jesus! Oh, just wide. Didn't really fancy him to score from there, but he did all right with it. Ben White with a cross to the back post. I think Akanji gets stuck underneath it, controlled by Jesus, and then a shot side netting. Darren says his super chats often get blocked as well. David Rocastle, what a player he was. Well, the referee has certainly set his stall out at the start of this game that he's not going to make soft bookings because he could have booked Jesus and he could have booked De Bruyne. Do you think Liverpool have more of a chance to win the league than Arsenal, says Bullet? Depends what happens here. I think if Arsenal won here, it'd go into meltdown hype of Arsenal winning the league, even though there's still a long way to go. Hope you're well. Did you see Phillips give the middle finger on the coach to West Ham fans, says Heart of United? Well, Calvin Phillips can do whatever he likes as long as he's not going to the Euros. He's crap. Which bench is stronger today, Mark, says Donny? I'd still say Man City with the likes of Grealish, Doku, Nunez, Alvarez, Stones. And who do you think will get the golden boot, says Korkuk? Well, I think it's still going to be Haaland, isn't it? Shout out for CCFC fan too. Sonny says Liverpool fans want a draw. Definitely they do. Definitely they do. Well, Arsenal have settled down a lot better here. I think the first few minutes it was definitely City, but Arsenal just growing in confidence is a good sign. It's a bad kick by Raya. I've literally just jinxed Arsenal. Here's Bernardo Silva into De Bruyne. Nice cross, but Raya catches it. Catching practice for Raya. Remember, Arsenal are one of the few teams that can come to the Etihad and actually pass the ball about. They're going to need to do it well today. Calvin Phillips has had a dreadful season, hasn't he? What's your opinion on Cole Palmer, says ZZZZ? I think he's having a brilliant season for Chelsea and definitely think he should be going to the Euros. Eddie says, imagine if Jesus scored from a cross on Easter Sunday. FX says the international break has ruined the flow. It's always... I think the March international break is the worst. I hate them at the start of the season, but I think the March international break is the worst because it's a momentum killer. It kills momentum for everybody at a pivotal point in the season. Table's not moving, sorry. That's been stuck there for ages. Don't forget you can download the OneFootball app for free through the link in the description or scanning the QR code. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news. Oh, now I've lost that. What's that? What's that done? There it is. User, thank you very much for your follow. 42% of you said that City were going to win. 32% said Arsenal. And the remaining 26% said a draw. This is where Arsenal need to be clever. You can't just give Man City the ball. You've got to keep hold of the ball a little bit yourself. And Man City just starting to go through the gears a little bit here. Well done, Declan Rice. The press from Man City is very intense at the moment. And Arsenal should be backing themselves to play through it. But Kivior has made a right stupid mistake there. And it's good defending by Saliba, who pumps it into Jesus. Referee says play on. This is playing into the way the referee is refereeing this game at the moment, it's definitely playing into Man City's hands. He doesn't want to give free kicks. He wants to let the game flow. That's probably not a good thing for Arsenal. A game that's allowed to flow is obviously going to benefit the team at home who's playing with the ball. So he's not going to be giving silly little soft free kicks, which obviously is good for the spectacle, but might not be the best thing for Arsenal. Good play by Ben White there. Definitely better than Kyle Walker. Happy Easter, Mark. I'm going to dress up as a bunny today, says Arturo. Okay. Lil, thanks for your super chat. Yeah, Arsenal at the moment are just struggling to play up the pitch. The City press is stifling. As a United fan, it enrages me how far we are away from playing like either of these teams, says Lil. Yeah, but you know why we're far away from playing like this. It's got nothing to do with coaching. It amazes me how thick some United fans are. They literally think it's just down to the coach that we don't play like Man City and Arsenal. Like, you can't do it if you haven't got the players. You can't. You know, Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes and Scott McTominay are not going to play well just because they're coached by Arteta and Pep. Like, you've got to have the players to do it. Back watch-alongs from Oz. Love your work, says Channel. Thank you very much. What's your take about De Zerbi to Liverpool on their shortlist, apparently, after today's game? Some said it would be important in their decision. I don't think you'd learn a lot from today's game. I think Brighton scored way too early and then just had to counter-attack, didn't they? I don't think we learned a lot about Brighton today. You can score two. I mean, look, if Arsenal scored in the first 5 minutes here, they're going to sit back and defend for the next 90. It's too early. I think Liverpool need Southgate desperately. He's the man. If he can't do it, no one can. I think Liverpool fans should start singing it at the next home game. Gareth Southgate, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. Gareth Southgate, he's the man. If he can't do it, no one can. Come on, Anfield. Come on, the cop. Gareth Southgate, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. Go, go, Gareth. Bring him to Anfield. That doesn't rhyme. I want to see that. I want to see that next time I watch a game at Anfield. Oh, bloody hell. Nearly went in direct from a corner there. Raya gets a hand on it. I think Southgate would be perfect for Liverpool. He's the perfect guy to mastermind their downfall. To take them back to obscurity. It's Louis says, can we have a poll on White versus Walker? Yep, either or. It's a good one. White or Walker. Get your vote in. Have you got an Easter egg, Mark, says Star Galaxy? No, I don't need to. I can just nick Seb's. He's got loads. How come Sir Alex didn't like releasing players for international? Was he working for United's interests first as Anglo? Yeah, 100%, especially in the March international break. He wasn't stupid. It's a great time, an important time to give his players some rest. Arsenal's first corner here, Saka. They've been very good at corners since the turn, since Christmas, basically. So loads of players on the back post here for Arsenal. They're all going to scatter across now. Saka's cross is interesting, and Ortega comes and takes that very, very well. And impressive again. You know, they've missed Edison, but I think he's been good. Southgate at Liverpool, as a Liverpool fan, I would live in fear every game, says Clayton. I mean, let's be honest. Gareth Southgate being mentioned with big clubs is like Stevie Wonder being mentioned as the next driver for Ferrari. It's just an accident waiting to happen. I wouldn't give Gareth Southgate a job in the Premier League. I don't think there's a job in the Premier League. Sheffield United, maybe. Maybe Sheffield United, but I wouldn't sack Vincent Kompany for Gareth Southgate. I don't. He must have a bloody good agent. That's all I'm saying. Don't like Jesus on this left wing. Got to be clear about that. City on the edge of the box here with Kovacic. 17 minutes gone. How's Kyle Walker beating Ben White? I mean, I just think that's hype over underrated. That's an experiment in being overhyped against underrated. There ain't no. Kyle Walker's been terrible this season. The amount of goals I've seen him cost City with poor positioning is unbelievable. Feels like a goal's coming, David. Well, if it's coming for City. I don't think Arsenal are playing with any belief. Too much respect again, in my opinion. The young one, thank you for following. Appreciate that. Do you think Southgate would win the league with Liverpool in his third season? League One, says Huntley. Is it just me that finds Man City boring, says Dean Corbett? No. Definitely not. I've never liked. I didn't like Barca's football under Pep. I didn't like Bayern Munich's football under Pep, and I don't like Man City's football under Pep. It's methodically brilliant, genius almost, strategically difficult to play against, but it's hard to watch. Here's Saka. Good tackle. There's a sluggishness to Arsenal for sure. I don't know whether it's fear or what. Arsenal should have started Trossard, says RVV. Helmsy says the international break has hurt our momentum. Thanks for the follow, Mark. Nice switch of the ball out left to Vardiel. Foden's onside here. The work rate of Man City has been really, really good. Forcing Arsenal really to just go long all the time and then ultimately give the ball back. Banny and Shad, thanks for the follow. Andy Slate says you're just jealous. I don't think anybody's jealous of Man City, mate. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think anybody's actually jealous of Man City. I mean, obviously, there's a bitterness about how much you win. Everybody wants to win, but at what price? There's not any integrity to how you win. I want to win. I want to win the league. I want to win the Champions League, and you won it last year. You won a treble. I've seen that with way more integrity, to be fair. But I wouldn't say I'm jealous of Man City. It was a very soulless way of doing it, in my opinion. And your kit's horrible. I mean, what light blue? I think the kit's a problem as well. I just think light blue is such a horrible colour. I wouldn't dress a newborn baby boy in light blue. It's a horrible, horrible colour. Charlie says, how can anyone be jealous of cheating? City preparing for Madrid, says Nitro. Southgate's at United reminds me of Nuno at Spurs, says the Spurs way. And Mark, don't do Stevie Wonder bad like that. He'd improve the Man United squad no end, says Donny Bravo. I'm not despairing. I just had a itch. This is fucking rubbish so far. City are going to score at some point. I don't know what Arsenal's game plan here is, but it's fucking rubbish. Too much. I said this. I've been saying this. I said it in the podcast. Arsenal are playing like they're fucking Brentford. Where's the title contenders? Arsenal here. Just park the bus. City will beat them 2 or 3-0 if they keep playing like this. I agree with C8. It's like they're playing Forest. Jacob B says City get relegated. Super League talk begins. Good. That'd be even better. Oh, I'm so jealous that Man City are going into a Super League with Serie A and Real Madrid. Oh my God, what will we do if we keep the Premier League without Man City? It'd be even better. Great tackle there. Right, here's a break for Arsenal. They don't have a lot of pace though. Havertz up against Aki. That's one thing as well. Arsenal don't really have a lot of pace up front, do they? With Havertz. Jesus. No. And Havertz just gets into the keeper, but he's got every right to go for that. I wouldn't mind City getting Southgate, says TBA. Look at City again, crowding the referee. Oh my God. Oh my God, it should be a red card. They're literally trained to do this, Man City players. Like any tackle of any kind, it's an outrage. He's gone for a 50-50 ball. Thanks, Anglo-Saxon. Love that. Thanks for your super chat. Oh, early change here. Man City are going to lose a player. Aki. Off he goes. Man City starting to pick up some injuries. About bloody time. City's games are only exciting to watch when it's a 3-minute highlight video, says Ethan. I think even that's 2 minutes too long. Rico Lewis coming on, and Nathan Aki goes off. Could Marcus Rashford, Nando? I've ignored it twice. I'm not going to read it. I don't know what the point of it is. We move on. Who will win the Premier League this season? Says Jay Busy. I still think City. Until they're out of it, I still think City. There's De Bruyne. Look, I'm glad I don't watch Man City every week because I detest them. I absolutely detest every foul they run to the referee. And that's from the manager, you know. Barcelona used to do exactly the same thing. That's a training ground routine. Every foul get in the referee's face. And the referees are so fucking thick. You can see it a mile off. I agree with you, Tor. I think Jesus on that left wing is not a good idea. Walker's beaten White by 54%. My faith in football is gone. Crocodile Pit based on football, Moyes or Ollie, says Andrew. It would have to be Ollie. But based on footballing ability, it would be Moyes. Based on managerial career, it would have to be Ollie. It's a harsher game of either or, Crocodile Pit. You basically have two options and you've got to throw one in the Crocodile Pit. I don't know. Manuel, thank you for the follow. I don't know how anybody could like Kyle Walker over Ben White. I just don't get it. Not if you've been watching him this season. City are there for the taking, says Ahoy. I don't know. I think City are well on top here. I think that they're forcing Arsenal back to Raya, who kicks the long ball most of the time. They basically implemented a screen behind Haaland of 5 players: Kovacic, Rodri, De Bruyne, Foden and Silva. And Arsenal are finding it really hard to play through it. Saka loses the ball, but Arsenal pick up the second ball. This is why people like Kobe Mainoo are so important, though. It's only really against teams like Man City that you see the importance of the structure breaker player. Because Man City are basically just get the ball, pass the ball, play between the lines, structure, structure, structure. But if you've got a player that can go past the player, all that structure falls apart. Which is why Kobe Mainoo is so exciting, because he actually takes people on from the midfield, which would break that City press apart, like breaking a breadstick. But Arsenal don't play that way either, because it's Arteta. They play the same way as Pep. So he's always looking to pass through the lines. Lovely play here between Ben White and Saka. He's got to go Odegaard. Odegaard's got a bit of space. Still, there's always to be fair, Man City's such a hard-working team. There's always so many players back. Jesus, what is he doing? Shoots wide. Did quite well to get the shot off. Spot on about the instructions from Pep to approach referees. Bernardo and Bruno equally approach refs, but Silva gets away with without the narrative, says Bobby Lawler. Great content and streams. Cheers from Boston, says Nadia. Thank you very much. Either or, Beatles or Queen, says Ayush. Definitely Queen. Definitely Queen. I think the Beatles are a bit overrated. I've said it before. I'll stand by it. Anana is shit, says I prefer ABBA. Long way before you get your draw, Liverpool fans. Long way. Especially when they're playing like this, Arsenal. It's I was just having a quick look there actually about the league, not the league table, the stats. 70% Man City. I mean, Arsenal have had 3 shots to Man City's 1, though, I suppose. I mean, the counters produce more shots. Rolling Stones or Oasis, says Eduardo. I mean, I do like the Rolling Stones, but I'd always go Oasis there. Arsenal chances have been good with Ben White whipping it in, says Alex. And I figured out why City always crowd the referee. It's to remind them that the direct opposite went through. The direct deposit went through. The direct debit. Xander, that's what you meant. Amin says, unlimited budget for them to work with, Pep or Klopp. Well, Klopp's never had it, so it'd be interesting to see. Crocodile Pit, Rolling Stones or the Beatles, says Anglo. Oh, can you imagine that? Throwing in the whole band. I mean, some of them are already dead, to be fair. I do like Rolling Stones, actually. Yeah, I'll have to have a think about that one. Thanks everyone who's tuning in on YouTube, over 22,000. Make sure you subscribe. Please share the video as well. 33 minutes gone here. I hope this isn't the plan from Arsenal all game, you know, because it's going to be a hard watch, this. A crocodile wouldn't be able to kill Keith Richards anyway, so it's played out. There we go. Odegaard. Into Rice. Have a shot. No, goes to Jesus, who's had all the shots for Arsenal. Where's he going? Too greedy. Havertz. Offside. It's interesting with Havertz because he's had all of Arsenal's shots so far, but certainly not Havertz, Jesus. But I don't like it. I'd rather he was playing in the Havertz position and put Trossard or Martinelli on the left. Doesn't feel natural to me. Doesn't feel right. Good tackle by Gabriel on Haaland. Definitely not a foul. Nice little flick into Saka. Right, he's got to go edge of the box. Have a Rice. Where's he going to go? Oh, unlucky. Odegaard gets in the way, does well. Jesus, little dink. What's that all about there? Fucking hell. What's that all about there, eh? What's that all about? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, City having a lot of the ball, but not really generating anything attack-wise at the moment. You'd be very surprised if that continues. Obi loves Foden. Lovely stuff. Who would you rather win the Premier League, Arsenal, City or Liverpool? Easy, Dan. Arsenal. Do you think the Beatles overrated because they're Scousers, says Ayush? No. I think it's all a bit samey. Man, I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. It's all the same. I really don't like City. I only watch them why they are behind or losing. Otherwise, I would go watch something else, says Bart. They are way too boring. It's like Verstappen in Formula 1. I know that was a song by the Monkees, by the way. I did it on purpose. I think Jesus keeps missing because of the thought of Judas. How's your day been? The pod after this game is going to be class, says Niall. I think, yeah, the reason I did that was for banter. And also, obviously, the Monkees' Believer is very much based on the sort of rhythm of a Beatles song. Vardiel with the cross. Haaland got up. Heads it wide. Definitely looked like a foul to me. No, it wouldn't have been a foul, actually. Oh, I've upset some people about the Beatles. Oh dear, what a surprise. Good play here, Haaland. Wins a free kick. I detest Rodri. I can't believe how... Does he get told by Pep every foul, please run over there and moan why it's not a yellow card? Because he's there every fucking foul. It's not a yellow card, it's a foul. Just play on with the game. And he's there. I can't believe it's not a yellow card. Watch this game and watch Rodri. Every bloody foul, he's there. Xander, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Back post to Kanji. I think this game at the moment is just destined for a City goal at some point, whether it's the last minute, wherever. Reminds me of Roy Keane. It doesn't remind you of Roy Keane, Doug, because that's not what Roy Keane did. I watched most of his career at United, and he certainly didn't spend his whole fucking game chasing referees asking for yellow cards. Absolutely not. You're talking arse. He did it that time against Middlesbrough on the penalty. But, and we got bloody fined for it. Yeah, no yellow cards in this game. Referees definitely made that conscious decision because he could have given 2 or 3, to be fair. No issues around the officiating at the moment, Joel. Apart from he may well could have given a couple of yellows, I suppose. But Jesus with a hat-trick on Easter to defeat all evil in the world. Hoping for a draw, though, says Colin. What's Raya doing again? Bloody hell. For a ball-playing goalkeeper, that's shit. If you think you're playing for Man City, put a Man City top on. What's your thoughts on Brentford, says Tan. Thanks for the follow, Custer. That's the first fucking yawn of the game. Welcome to City. God, they're boring. I thought Brentford were very unlucky not to win last night. They deserve to win it. The fact they've only taken 1 point off United this season is laughable, considering they were winning at Old Trafford going into stoppage time, and we won 2-1, and they battered us yesterday and needed a late equaliser, so they were well worth the win, let alone a point. Chef says journalist, by the way. I'm not a journalist, mate. I don't know what you think YouTube is, but I'm not a journalist, so put your inverted commas journalist and shove them up your arse. Not a journalist and very proud not to be one. Joe says, Goldbridge, your United bias is so bad, Arsenal should have 4 yellow cards by now. Mate, I don't... What do you think you're watching? You're watching That's Football, a channel I created. At no point have I said this will be a fair, unbiased watch-along. I've said it religiously this Easter weekend that I want Arsenal to win. I'm effectively an Arsenal fan. So what you're talking about, bias? I am biased, yes. I do not want Man City to win, like most of the world. So I don't know what you're talking about, bias. Because I'm not gonna be unbiased. I don't want Man City to win. I'm surprised it's taken you 41 minutes to figure that one out. I am not a journalist, Nicholas. Can you wish my bro a happy birthday, says Sam. I don't think he's called that, but happy birthday to Sam, Clueless's brother. The score is 0-0. Archie loves. Thanks for the follow. Corner to Arsenal. Declan Rice is on it. Headed away. They need to play with more belief, Arsenal. Well done, Declan Rice. What's that? What is that? I can't believe... I tell you what, one positive. It's been a very quick half. Because it's been a crap game. It's been a snooze fest. And my concern would be, if you're going to play like this, which Arsenal are, and then you lose it, you end up going, well, if we were going to lose playing like this, maybe we should have had a go. Anglo-Saxon says, Mark, Gary Neville's the worst pundit ever. However, he was a cracking right back for United and England. Very underrated. I agree with you about the right back thing, yeah. Thanks for the follow, Gary Orr and Kyle. I think I'm going to do United stand at 7 o'clock tonight. 1, the clocks went forward and I'm tired. And 2, this Man City game is going to exhaust me with sleepiness. So I think 8 o'clock will be too late to wait. Foden with a shot. There's a guy down here. And notice how Arsenal players don't crowd the referee. He doesn't want to give any yellow cards here. Man City fans, what? Surely that's a yellow card. Surely that's a yellow card, Man City fans. Why is it not a yellow card? And they're not even showing replays of it. Here's a conspiracy theory for you. Do you think the TV cameras on Sky and TNT and the BBC are now actually avoiding replays of stuff to protect the referees? Because why are we not getting the replay on that? I've noticed it loads this weekend. We don't get replays on a lot of things anymore. Like, why didn't we get the replay for that foul then? I've noticed it a lot in the last 2 months. We don't get replays a lot of the time anymore. It might have been nothing, but like, what, he was down holding his fucking leg. You know, maybe we should see it. Jamie says, I thought this was meant to be a big game. It doesn't feel like it. Max says, do you think they should call the Champions League something else? Because technically it isn't only for the champions. I don't mind. I don't mind. Oh, Foden edge of the box. Edge of the box. Arsenal clear it. But they just can't stop. Arsenal can't stop Man City winning the ball back here. Look, Dizzy says football's crap these days. Jacob, thanks for the follow. We've spoken about this at great length. If you want to beat Man City, you've got to have players who can dribble. Like, if you're going to play through the lines, they're going to swallow you up. Like, Arsenal are struggling because Man City are pressing so well. So what you've got to do is, you've got to have 1 or 2 players that can actually take people on, so that when Man City press, you just skip past them. Easier said than done, but it's the antidote. 115. 115. 115. I can't believe it's half time. Arsenal playing like a relegation side. Gotham City. That's it, half time. Yeah. Well, it flew by in the most boring way ever. Lee says it's the worst game he's ever seen. It's a dreadful half of football. That you can't argue about that. And if I'm being honest, the biggest culprit is Arsenal. Arteta has come here and done exactly what he did last year. And I've been a big fan of Arteta and what Arsenal have done over the years. And I think since Christmas, they've played some brilliant football. But they have come here to park the bus. And I think that is ridiculously dangerous because if you lose the game by a deflected goal or a penalty, there is no sympathy. You may as well have fucking tried. Like, it's a really risky way to play football. Interestingly, the stats don't really tell the story. They do in a possessional sense because it's 72% to 28%. But Arsenal have actually had more shots than Manchester City, which means Arsenal are defending well. But look at the passes, 362 to 138. Pass accuracy, 91% to 74%. Arsenal, if I didn't know who Arsenal were, and I was watching that game, I'd say Arsenal are a relegation side desperately trying to get a point. Their passing has been largely ineffective. They've shown way too much respect to Manchester City. And, Man City haven't done anything yet. But Arsenal have implemented no press. They've been very deep. They look unconfident. I don't think the players look comfortable with it as well. It's a weird way to approach a game because the international break would have dictated that the players for Arsenal would not have been back training until at least Thursday, and then you're asking your team to play a way that's completely foreign to them in the biggest game of the season, and they look like a team that doesn't really know what they're doing because that's not how Arsenal normally play. So defensively, very, very good from Arsenal, but I have to say it's got a horrible feeling that this is going to bite them in the arse. And at the end of the game, we're going to be saying Arsenal failed the audition and only have themselves to blame, which is exactly what happened last year at the Etihad. And it's exactly what is happening here. I think attack is the best form of offence, and they're making it way too easy for Man City. Mark, if I and the other day would be the easiest way for me to leave the car for a bit off work was just hoping to Man United. Well, I don't know what that is, Amin. That's just words. Especially with 19-year-old Rico Lewis at right back now, I think Arsenal should go in favour of Martinelli. I agree. It's Smedden. Can't listen to most mainstream punditry, so one-dimensional. Ian Wright on Monday Night Football a few weeks ago was the only one to mention City's 115 charges, as it's a massive asterisk against all their success, says Robbo96. Arsenal are doing well, says yet another pod, and they'll come out and play in the second half. City are just keeping the ball well. We are still attacking, though. Premier League only league with a title race, lazy to check, says Christian. And Arsenal playing like a relegation side. I don't know what some people are on about here. They're just chucking out words. Is the Etihad always this empty? I hope Arsenal win, says Gog. And Gareth McDonald, thank you very much for your super chat. N-Man, thank you very much for the follow. Why is Arteta parking the bus? Is what a lot of people are saying. I mean, I certainly think that if Arsenal are going to play like this, why would you put Havertz down the middle? If you're going to play like this, you'd be better off putting Martinelli up front or Jesus up front, because there's no out ball. Like, there's no out ball for Arsenal, and they're not playing through the lines either. So it's very easy for Man City to just keep hold of the ball at the moment. I don't think Arsenal will change it much in the second half. I think there's an inevitability to a Man City penalty or a deflected goal, and then Arsenal will give themselves half an hour to try and equalise, and they may as well go and try and win the bloody game. 45 minutes of my life I can't get back, says it's Louis. And why have Arsenal not gotten at least 2 yellow cards, says Femi? I don't care. We don't care. Stop being a moany Man City fan asking for justice. 1-1-5 and should have been a penalty against Liverpool. Stop moaning about yellow cards. Trust me, you've got enough players bloody asking for them. take it up with the PGMOL, because I ain't going to be your champion. Compare Arsenal's game today versus their last 4 or 5 matches, and it's like night and day, says Xander. Arteta either has too much respect for Pep or he's intimidated. Well, I think he's... I think that, yeah, I mean, Man City haven't been their usual best this season. Arsenal are treating them like they are at the moment. I think there needs to be more ambition, certainly. I think a lot of people predicted this would happen, though. I mean, how would you approach it if you're Arsenal? You know, we're all geniuses in hindsight. I just personally think that Arsenal are used to playing a high line. Arsenal are used to going... You know, Arsenal are used to playing higher up the pitch. They're used to being tenacious. They're used to passing and moving. And I just think this deep, trying to play out from that far away from the goal is problematic. They don't have the pace for a transition either. So I think Arsenal need to push the line up a little bit more, really. Inviting Man City to the edge of the box is never a good idea. What about Arsenal for a smash and grab, says Keegan? I think if they score first, they've got a great chance of winning the game. But, yeah... difficult. I think Man City are vulnerable. They're holding the ball, but they're doing nothing with it, says Roz. Gary's a Liverpool fan and says he would love a draw. Jorginho's gone missing, says Vince. Well, Jorginho's gone missing because the Man City press has been stifling. He's basically abandoned wingers for wide attacking midfielders in Foden and Silva. Then you've got Kovacic, Rodri and De Bruyne. It's tactical from Pep Guardiola. And what he's basically doing is just swamping the midfield and depriving Arsenal of the opportunity to play through the lines and bring Odegaard or Jorginho or Rice into the game with time to pick a pass. Therefore, Arsenal's best ball is the ball over the 5, but they haven't got any pace that's going to hurt hurt City. City's football makes me want to go to sleep, says Nikhil. And... Mark, can you sing? It's more interesting than the game, says Christopher. I could do Agony Bridge if anyone's got any problems they want solving. We've had some good stuff over the last couple of days. Randy Fish. I have had a message actually from a promoter who is very interested in the polar bear versus hippo fight and reckons we could easily take it on tour and make millions. I think the stumbling block is going to be animal rights protesters and the fact that we will not be able to take it on tour because they'll only do one fight and one of them will lose their life. But yeah, hypothetical polar bear versus a hippo would be a very interesting fight, a bloodbath indeed. City must be the most boring Premier League champions ever, says Stev. And Haas says, this is how we beat City at the Emirates earlier in the season. It works. Arteta will look like a genius. If City win, we've played like Stoke, says Haas. And Arsenal tactics today are what United need next year, says Colin. Man United try and do this at the Etihad. This is exactly what everybody does. Mark, when Stoke were in the Premier League under Pulis, Gary Neville said Stoke played like Barcelona. Says it all. I don't think he did say that, did he? James has got a problem. He says, I have a high-pressure job and I've been given the opportunity for a more important role, but I feel I'm struggling due to mental health stuff. Any suggestions to keep focus, says James. That's too serious. I can't make a joke out of that. So you've got a high-pressure job and you've been given the opportunity for a more important role, but feel I'm struggling due to mental health stuff. Any suggestions to keep focus? Well, what we're talking about here, James, is work-life balance. It's like the balance of a midfield. You've got a holding midfielder, a number 8 and an attacking midfielder, and it looks to me like you're playing 3 holding midfielders. It's very compact. You know, you're going to do well, but you're not going to create goals and you're not going to be popular with your fans. I think you've got to, you know, realise that you work to live, you don't live to work. And, you know, promotions and money are all fine, but if it's going to increase the pressure on you, then, and you feel that you're on the verge with your mental health, then you're probably potentially damaging your mental health. And really, what's your focus in life? Is it your job or is it your happiness? I would find balance in your happiness before chasing promotions that may make you feel more stressed. See, I can do the serious stuff as well. I'm a bit like Ben Stiller. You know, I can do the comedy, but I can also do the serious stuff. Actually, I've just meant Adam Sandler, actually. What about Polivair versus Goldbridge with a shotgun, says Dino. It'd be a bloodbath, and it wouldn't be my blood. If you can arrange that fight, take my money, says Thomas. It's hypothetical. Hi, Mark. This game is so boring, I'm going to start cooking a roast chicken dinner. I bet Man City will win with a last-minute goal, says Becky. I'll have a leg. I'll be around in a minute. Not your leg. The chicken's leg. Actually, I don't even like leg. Don't even like leg. I like breast. Chicken breast. Ben Stiller has done serious films too, says Tom. Thank you. LFCAJ, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. Daniel says, an Angry City fan. I love this. It makes me smile. This is an Angry City fan. Daniel, get ready for a laugh. This is a disgrace. This Anthony Taylor is robbing us. Arsenal should have 2 to 5 yellows. I mean, I just want to break out in laughter. Ha 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 ha. A Man City fan in capital letters saying it's a disgrace that they're being robbed by a referee because they haven't had 2 to 5 yellow cards. Well, welcome to the real world, Man City, because you have been robbing this league of its integrity for fucking years, and this season you're the only club that's not had any genuine injustice. I mean, what do you think Liverpool felt like when Michael Oliver robbed them of the chance of beating you with a Stonewall penalty? It's a little bit different to a couple of dubious yellow cards that may or may not have been given. Their self-righteousness is hilarious. Unbelievable. Ben, are you playing Girth and Turf tonight? I don't know. Probably not. I'm absolutely knackered. I haven't even had the invite yet, so I might not be needed, but I'm tired tonight. Mark, if you had to live with one of these, which would it be? Uncontrollable diarrhea or verbal diarrhea, where you say absolutely everything you think? I wouldn't live with either of them, mister. Actually. 115, 115, 115. It's in the chat. Hi, Mark. My girlfriend left me whilst I was dropping her off. I pulled over and said, get out, make your own way to nursery. Women, says Callan. I need to read that again. I can't speak. Do you think we'll see any changes at half-time? No. I mean, I personally think Martinelli should be playing if he's fit, but I don't think we're going to see any changes, no. I really don't. I don't think Arteta's going to change this. I think he's going to try and think that a point's enough. The trouble is, what if he does get a draw? Is it enough? Is a draw enough for Arsenal? It might not be. So we'll just have to wait and see. Sorry, I'm just going to take some notes for later. It's the end of the world as we know it. And on that bombshell, I just left that there. This version of Man City without Kyle Walker is real Real Madrid's wet dream with Vinicius on the counter, says Angel. How long do you think he's going to be out for? I don't think it really will stop them, really. But we're about ready for the second half. When's the next poker game, Mark? I haven't done that for ages, Billy. I'm not here for bloody ages. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you're on YouTube. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. On YouTube, we are 10 subscribers away from 126,000. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Don't forget, this week, there are Premier League games. So we've got a watch-along on Tuesday night, which is Tottenham-West Ham. Wednesday night, Man City Villa. And Thursday night, we've got Man United at Chelsea. So lots of games to come, and it's a big weekend next weekend as well. Liverpool travel to Old Trafford. Time for a stretch. Well, they're having a bloody hug now. Arsenal, come on. What do you think they're saying? We've got to park that bus. We've got to keep those tyres pumped. Keep the handbrake on. I'm starving now. I'm really starting to get hungry. It's been a long afternoon. I've played the game. Mark, you should host Soccer Saturday. Oh, mate, I'd love to do that, Paul. It'd be a privilege. Be a lot more bloody fun. Imagine that. Oh, these Saturday games are rubbish. Let's go to Clinton Morrison. Clinton Morrison, who would win in a fight between a polar bear and a hippo? Right, good answer. Right, let's go to Stephen Warnock now. Crocodile pit. You've got to throw someone in and kill him, and the other one can live. Carl Walker or Ben White. Just think of the headline, Stephen. Stephen, it'll be viral. Stephen would throw Carl Walker in a crocodile pit. Brilliant. What you having for dinner? Relationship advice. How do you dump someone? This would be great. This would be great TV. Polar bear, says Cameron. 115. No rivals, no legends, no fans. Boring, says Jamie. Will we see a different Arsenal in this second half? Probably not. Which character from Game of Thrones would be a City fan, says Aaron. Jamie Lannister. He's got De Bruyne vibes. Good play by Rico Lewis. Edge of the box. Kovacic goes for a shot. Oh, I tell you what, Rayo was diving there for a minute, I thought. Foden or Saka? I would go Saka for me. Look, people get really offended, right? But the question is one or the other. It doesn't mean when you pick one, the other is shit. The question is one or another, Foden or Saka. So I would go Saka. It doesn't mean that I think Foden's crap, because I don't. I think he's very, very, very talented. But I just prefer Saka, who I don't think's playing well in this game, to be fair. Take the time to make some sense of what you... I'm not singing them. I'm not singing about them. Bloody City fans. Was football better in the noughties than it is now, says Max. I think we got more... I don't think it was better, actually. I think the Premier League is amazing now. But what I do think is that Odegaard's got to be stronger there. I think the game has become too systematic in the modern game, whereas in the noughties it was more individualistic. And I suppose that's a personal question. Do you prefer systematic football or do you prefer individualistic football? I prefer individualistic football because you get more entertainment. Like, we see less players taking people on. We see less players shooting from distance. Whereas in the noughties, you know, you put match of the day on and they go, oh, it's Portsmouth against Southampton and we've just seen a 40-yard screamer. That's the difference now. Coaching is so systematic that a lot of the goals are pretty similar generically. You know, I'd say a vast percentage of the goals now are inside the penalty box, whereas in the noughties, they still would be predominantly in the penalty box, but you get a lot more, you'd get a higher percentage outside the box. Honey Badger versus Hyena says who wins. I don't respect Honey Badgers, so you're asking the wrong person. Man City haven't won against the top 5 this season, says who to blame. Wakas says I love you, you're a legend. Thank you very much, mate. Forza Juve. Forza, it's the score is the score is at the moment 0-0. I do think Man City are going to win though. I think Arsenal have got the wrong tactics here. I'd love to be wrong. I love to be wrong, but I do think they have. Make sure you share the video if you're watching on. Here we go. Oh, Arteta, Havertz, why are you such a prat? Saka's down injured as well. Lovely play by Saliba. They had a good break on there, Arsenal. I think Anthony Taylor is just not wanting to give free kicks. He wants to let the game flow. And to be fair to the referee, he's the only one trying to make it flow. Oh, nearly got Havertz in. Is Bruno's attitude becoming a problem for United, says Red Devil? No. The fact that we're playing shit is becoming a problem for Man United. A lot of people want Jesus to score because it's Easter. Rob Hughes, thank you very much. Good play by Jesus. Oh, he's given a foul. Havard says, why are there so few ACL injuries among the referees? There's Odegaard. Into Saka in the box. Oh, sliding in on the back post. Jesus needed that to go in. This is a better start from Arsenal. They're playing a lot higher up the pitch. Look at them swarming the ref again. If Anthony Taylor booked one of these City players, I'm not doing any impressions, Korean. I've already done 10. I've already done Deitch. I can only do it once a day. Otherwise I won't be able to talk tomorrow. Has he lost his yellow card, says Sean. I'm starting to think he might not have any, Anthony Taylor. Oh, I'm actually intrigued to think what a yellow card tackle is. More interestingly. What the fuck is going on here? they're a hard. It's a hard game to watch, and it's doubly hard by the fact that Man City are just such moaning bitches. They never stop moaning. What Premier League manager is going in the crocodile pits as Diet? Well, it's been a little bit better from Arsenal this second half. They're not completely camped in their own box. Wow, nearly 23,000 tuning in. It really must be a boring Easter afternoon where you are. I thought we'd have low views today because people would be like, I don't know. Oh, what? Declan Rice has made a stupid mistake. Good tackle though. Good recovery tackle there on De Bruyne. Thanks for the follow, Fionn Mar. Do you think Ronaldo and Messi are overrated now, says Jimmy? Well, they're just coming towards the end of their careers, playing in leagues that are not really high level. MLS and Saudi league is, you know, it's the drop off, isn't it? So they're not overrated. They've had amazing careers. They're just on the wind down. "55 minutes. Lovely touch by Bernardo Silva, that. Magnetic. And another one by Foden as well. One side to the other. Magnet first touches from Silva and Foden. Thanks for the follow, Shun. KN talking about Haaland there, saying he's boring to watch. I've said so many times about Haaland. He's the end product. He's when I said that Haaland wouldn't start for Liverpool, I meant it. Like, he doesn't do what Nunez does. Like, he's an end product striker and he's world class. But that's what he, you know, people, I don't think people watch football. I think if you say, I don't think Haaland would start for Liverpool, people think you're saying Haaland's crap. I'm talking about systems. Like, Haaland, you have to, as a striker in a Liverpool system, you've got to be part of the build-up. You know, you got to work hard. You got to run the channels. You got to be the link play. It's a different role to being the focal point of a team. Like, Haaland is basically a penalty box striker, isn't he? And he's the best in the world. And in a game like this, people make the mistake of going, Haaland shit, what a waste of time. Not shit, he's not had a chance. Not had a chance yet. You give him a chance in a game like this and he'll be the winner. Been a privilege to watch Messi and Ronaldo, says Anglo-Saxon. How long before we see that kind of talent again, Mark? Eras come to an end and new eras begin. But to be honest, I don't know that we will, and it's very, very sad to say this, but I don't know that we will get that again. Because in my lifetime, we've had amazing players. You know, we've had the R9s, Ronaldo. We've had the Zidanes. But I've never had two players like that going at each other, scoring ridiculous amounts of goals, competing for the Ballon d'Or for basically a decade. I don't know that we'll get that. We might get an imitation of it, but they're the real deal as well. You know, you might get, I don't know, a Salah Mbappe next generation, one at Real Madrid, one at Barcelona, let's say. But will they be at the level of Ronaldo? I mean, Ronaldo and Messi are two of the greatest players that have ever played the game, and they went toe-to-toe. So I don't think that we will get that again. I think we'll have an imitation of it, a diluted version of some sense, if we're lucky. But I don't think we'll... And also playing in the same position, really. I don't think we'll see that again for a long, long time. We'll definitely get another Messi or another Ronaldo. There will definitely be a player that is just unbelievable. But I don't know whether we'll get two at the same time. But it has been... You're right, it has been a privilege. And I think we've appreciated it. I don't think anybody's took it for granted. Plus, as well, do we create players like that anymore? Messi and Ronaldo, especially Manchester United Ronaldo, and Messi, as we know, they were individualistic players as well. You know, they'd skip past 2 or 3 players and score. Do we get that really anymore? How many goals do we see? I mean, I'd turn the TV on a Monday morning and you'd be watching Messi from the weekend skipping past 3 or 4 players, putting it in the top corner. Spot on with Haaland. Horses for courses with every player, but especially strikers, says Archbold. Can you do a poll between Foden and Saka, says Morgan. Yeah, I certainly can, sir. I don't want to start a Q&A. I don't even know how you do that. Either or. Foden or Saka. That's up on the YouTube page. That's football. Thanks for the follow, Alex. Right, free kick here for Man City. I think they're not going to... Are they shooting or are they going to whip it in? I think they're whipping it in. Yeah, they're whipping it in. Well done, Havertz. Weird cross by De Bruyne. Goes out for a goal kick. As much as I hate City, Anthony Taylor... Oh, Grealish and Doku coming on. Pep's going for this. As much as I hate City, Anthony Taylor seems to have forgotten the yellow card in the office, says Nigel. Kovacic is coming off. What about Endrick and Yamal, says George? I need to see a lot more to say that they're anywhere near Messi or Ronaldo, mate. I didn't see who Grealish came on for. I'll know in a minute. I would imagine it was De Bruyne. No, Foden. Foden's come off, I think. Yeah, Foden off and Grealish on. Kovacic off and Doku on. And a goal kick. Well, I think that might be a good thing for Arsenal, really. Tomiyasu is coming on. Obviously, that's a tactical switch to deal with the wingers. I'd say Kivior will come off. Retro says 26% for Arsenal seems embarrassing. Let's get that stats carousel rolling around, actually. Don't forget, it's sponsored by OneFootball. You can download that for free through the link in the description or by scanning the QR code in the top right-hand corner. Get all your latest breaking football news on the app for free on Android and Apple. Nice ball to Saka. No, it's not, but Odegaard will pick it up. Vardiel's done quite well against Saka today. Oh, terrible ball. Odegaard struggled, hasn't he, today? Eden says, Stevie Wonder does Foden's hair. Martinelli's on the bench, Baloo. I'd like to see him coming on, but I can just see a moment of magic from Man City that's going to win this game, and then Arsenal are going to be full of regrets. These sort of games are fine if you get a result, but if you don't, you walk away and you go, what was the plan? Rodri. Oh, see again that Arsenal just can't make the ball stick at the moment. Here we go. Grealish, another player who likes to take a tumble. Oh, he did tread on his foot, to be fair. Dennis with a super chat says, if Barca win a treble in the next 4 to 5 years, it will be the most honourable treble, considering the amount of talent they produce from La Masia and their financial problems. There you go. Thanks, Dennis. Hi, Mark. Always wondered who and how the fans' chants written and distributed among the fans. You know what I mean? Great work. Impossible to find a player who never dives like Messi, says Per. Good cross by De Bruyne, headed away again. Flicked on by Odegaard. Grealish doing the backtracking. Who do I want to win, Evmar? Definitely Arsenal. But I said before, I said it on the podcast, Goldbridge saves football. I think Man City will win. I just don't think you can... I said this when Man United played them. I said it when Everton were 0-0. I said it when Brentford were 0-0. You can't go to the Etihad and get a clean sheet. I just don't believe that's a plan. Thomas Partey is going to come on. This should surely be for Jorginho, by the way. I'd say Jorginho and Kivior coming off for Tomiyasu and Partey. Yeah, Jorginho's coming off. Yep, got that one right, Goldie. Kivior and Jorginho come off for Partey and Tomiyasu. Lesnide's barbecue lamb leg is his party piece, his signature dish. Thanks for the follow, Gade. Lewis. Mark, please jinx Arsenal. I have. I keep saying Man City are going to win. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best here. No, he's giving the foul to Man City. He's on the take. I just wonder how fit Martinelli is. Surely it might be worth just throwing him on. For a boring game, though, it does keep moving. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't think Man City, they've had one shot on target for Man City and one shot on target for Arsenal. I mean, it's been a game of few chances. But I think we are approaching that territory in the last 20 minutes now, that if whoever scores and wins this, it's very much like the game at the Emirates, isn't it? Very similar game, and it was won by one goal, which was Arsenal. Another foul. Switches it wide to Doku. He's done well. But Havertz working hard. He's not. What is he doing there? What a stupid place to win. Oh, Saliba, brilliant. Why are Arsenal tackling their own bloody players here? Need to get it out. All started from Havertz there, dribbling across the edge of his own 6-yard box. Man City are in that position still. Silva trying to win a corner there. He should have gone back to Grealish. Do you think Arsenal going to buy a striker in the summer, says Willie? Oh, 100%, yeah. I don't know who they're going to go for, but you never know with Arsenal. They can pull 100 million quid out of the bank, can't they? Evmar says, do you think you could start for Man United's 11? Definitely not. Definitely not. Andrew, you're going to do pro clubs later? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm absolutely. I'm going to do United stand at 7, and then I'm knackered. Lost an hour as well. Stayed up too late last night. Glass of red wine, doing the United stand, and then a nice film or something tonight, I think. Certainly won't be watching Match of the Day. Fucking hell. I mean, the Liverpool-Brighton game was quite good, but I've already seen it, so definitely can feel a City goal coming. As we were saying before, I mean, it's such a weird tactic to go to the Etihad and think you can keep a clean sheet. It's just, when was the last time they didn't score at the Etihad? Someone's probably going to say last week now, but it's a weird tactic for me. Toby says City are going to win this. Here's Saka. Oh, way up. Bernardo Silva straight in the book. What? That should be a yellow card. Here's Trossard. It's 2 years since they didn't score at the Etihad, and it was against Crystal Palace as Alfie Allen. FKB says, at the end of the year, can you take an average of United player ratings? Wonder if any player gets more than 6.5 out of 10. You're probably right, FKB, to be fair. Jesus comes off for Trossard. I can't really moan about the lack of yellow cards, because there certainly probably should have been more for Arsenal, but that should have been a yellow card for Bernardo Silva, definitely. The inconsistency of refereeing again, though, isn't it? I mean, we saw today Nunez should have had a penalty, considering Mudryk got one yesterday, but there's just never any consistency. What'll I order from the Chinese, says Darren? Oh, you're making me feel jealous, mate. I'd love one. I can't, though. Lovely play by Trossard here. He sent Doku back to Belgium. He's going to go for a goal kick. A corner. He's going to go for a corner. Mr. Galactic says, I can smell a goal cooking up, probably from Arsenal. Is he a predictor? Has he got magical powers? Nearly 25,000 watching. Absolute legends. Make sure you subscribe. We were only 10,000 away from 125,000, so please do subscribe. Get involved with That's Football. Lots of watch-alongs coming this week. Corner, Arsenal. They have had good set pieces, but Man City are very good. They've got a lot of height, so it's very unlikely to work, and it was a shit corner. Didn't even beat the front man, first man. Saka. System. Farm says, all right, Mark. This super chat was meant for earlier. Completely ruined Star Wars for me. Had that on my watch list. Mate, I can't be told off for doing spoilers on the original Star Wars trilogy that ended in 1985. Come on. Nothing But Gaming says my nan's funeral had more entertainment. Funerals can be quite entertaining. I mean, I know you're trying to tell a joke, but I've been to some cracking funerals. As long as it's not immediate family, it can be quite a social affair. You know, you get to meet up with people you haven't seen in ages. Some funerals can be a celebration of life as well. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're crying your eyes out about your 120-year-old auntie dying, I think you're being a bit bloody greedy. Oh, she was taken too young. She had so much more to do. De Bruyne, that's a foul, surely. No. Doku does well. Saka. Oh, he's lost it in a terrible area. Gabriel's there. Can't be falling asleep there, Saka. De Bruyne's experience. Grealish, he'd love to take a tumble there. You could see it. He really wanted to go down there. Look at Bernardo Silva trying to act all hard with Ben White there. I'd pick him up and throw him in the crowd. Little shit. Ryan says, a few people have said in the chat there's normally a dust-up at a funeral. I have never, ever known that. Is that a thing? A dust-up at a funeral? I've never known that. Raya gets it on the back post. I'm on the United stand at 7 o'clock tonight, yeah. Raya there, nearly making a mistake. Jim Tim says, how tall are you, Mark? Well, just get on my TikTok. It's been proven with the tape measure. Martinelli is warming up here. I've never known and I've never heard of a fight at a funeral. I mean, that is disrespectful. I've been to a few good funerals in the sense that they've been quite nice in relation to a load of people that you don't normally see together, just having a chat and a drink about the person that's died. But I've never known a fight. Here's De Bruyne. I mean, look at the pace that De Bruyne still has. Doku. Arsenal are a bit stretched here. Terrible shot. I tell you what, the pace that De Bruyne still has at his age is incredible, isn't it? The way he gets away from Thomas Partey here. Oh, I tell you what, it's really popping off in the live chat about fights at funerals. Apparently it's a big thing. Ben Bailey, thanks for the follow. Martinelli's coming on. Who to replace for Ten Hag, says Red Devil. Now is not the time. Join me on the United stand at 7 o'clock, where the title of the show is going to be, is it the beginning of the end? Foden beat Saka 55% to 45%. So we've done two tonight, where Walker beat White and Foden beat Saka. I feel the need to try and create one that Arsenal might win here. Let's go. I've got one. Saliba or Stones? Doku sucks, says Christopher. Doku is erratic. Ray has been booked. 12 minutes to go. Do you have a funny story from a wedding, says Havard? Oh, weddings are brilliant. Weddings are really good. I used to love weddings as a kid as well because you don't need alcohol then. You just put your tie around your head like Rambo and then skid on the floor. And your parents are too drunk to police you, so you can get loads of... You just go around loads of relatives saying, can I have an apple ties or a Coke, please? How many have you had? I've only had one. Get about 20 during the night. And it's even better when you're an adult. Even weddings I've been to that I don't know anybody. I remember I went to a wedding in Acox Green with Martinelli with a shot with my wife. I didn't know anybody. It was all her friends, and she was dancing with all her friends on the dance floor. So I went outside for a cigarette because I used to smoke at the time. I just got talking to these lads I'd never met before about football. I had a great night. Another corner for Arsenal. I tell you what, as much as I want Arsenal to win, if Arsenal were to score and scam this game, I will laugh my head off. Because I think the best Arsenal are going to get out of this is a point. That was a good corner by Rice. He's going to whip it in again. It's not a good cross, that one, though. Partey goes for a ridiculous shot. Well done, Odegaard. Entering that territory now, last 10 minutes. You do not want to be making a mistake now. Oh, I tell you what, Odegaard's passing. Oh, ref! No, it's fine. I thought it just looked like one of those two-footers from Vardiel there. Look at Diaz running it. Look at... They're trained. Like, Odegaard fouls Rodri and helps him up. Diaz runs in. They're just... They're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. It's like bloody... They should get a job on EastEnders. They're trained actors. Here we go. Bernardo Silva, Haaland. They're going to hold him off here. He was on his left foot in the box. Grealish. He can be a game changer. Oh, I tell you what. It's a good cross on the back post. Doku. Almar. Well, Liverpool fans are now starting to think, are we going to get the draw we wanted? Gives Liverpool, if Man City were to draw, 3-point gap, gives them that breathing space of a loss. Do you think Villa can get anything at the Etihad? Villa probably won't come and play like this. Villa play a high line, don't they? So I think we'll see a very different game against Villa. I wouldn't expect Villa to get anything against City, but you just never know in this league, do you? Oh, he's messed that up, Tomiyasu. It's a corner. Look, we've seen Man City do it late a lot this season. Newcastle at St James's Park. I don't think you can bank on a clean sheet at the Etihad. I think it's a weird tactic from Arsenal, but 82 minutes, it's there at the moment. I mean, it's a rarity that Erling Haaland doesn't get a chance. Maim, thank you very much for your follow. Oh, on the back post, Haaland. Was that a chance? I think he feels he could have done a bit better. It flicked to the back post. Yeah, he could have done better there. Maybe that was the chance. Wasn't a gilt-edged chance, but it's on the back post. I think he's trying to cut it back to Diaz and he misses it. Saliba has beaten Stones, by the way, 59% to 41%. Triples, thanks for the follow. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube, by the way. I don't know whether we've hit 25,000 yet, but getting a draw here is like believing in the Easter Bunny, says Harvard. And United started that, Mark, says Bailey. I'm really tired. I mean, I was tired anyway. I only had about 5.5 hours sleep last night, but this game, if you can get through this, it's endurance. Man City have worked incredibly hard, though. I mean, I don't like City, but the work rate of their team today has been incredible. Joke says, do you think the big games in the Premier League are boring when teams are playing like this? Ah, mate, I mean, look, this is nothing unique to the modern Premier League. I mean, I've seen Man United play Arsenal, Sir Alex and Fergie, and it's gone like that sometimes. Trossard. Good shot. Oh, Grealish with the slip. What, people are slipping all over the place here. I mean, that's another reason we get so many injuries, when they're watering this grass and it's like, it's not proper grass. Game's starting to get a bit stretched here. Here's Doku. Thought about shooting. Goes to De Bruyne. You don't want De Bruyne in a position like this. Saliba's there. What's he doing? Odegaard does well. Havertz is not given the foul. Been consistently weird, Anthony Taylor. Now's the time. If City score, it will be over. 86 minutes. Bernardo Silva, another corner. I think there was a chance for Trossard to square that across to Martinelli, by the way. Andreas is smelling an Arsenal goal. Aaron says, me and my mate were so hyped for this, but it's boring. Rank these 5. Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, De Bruyne, Vieira, says Oscar. Vieira, Lampard, Gerrard. Sorry, Vieira, Lampard, De Bruyne, Gerrard, Scholes. There we go. De Bruyne, back post. You've got to win the second ball. Oh, come on, ref. That's a blatant foul. Blatant foul on Odegaard. Hi, mate. Top 5 greatest British players of all time. I don't know what is it about being 2 hours into a bore fest and you think, I know, now's the time to ask Goldbridge to start thinking through his encyclopedic knowledge of British footballers and ranking them. I mean, you've got no sympathy at all. Alvarez was on the bench, Mattis, just not been used. It's like a game of chess, this, was his face. Well, I will admit, I'll be very surprised if this ends up in a draw. And I wouldn't say Arsenal, well, they've sort of got away with it, but it's not It's very unusual to stop Man City scoring at the Etihad. So, and Arsenal have got a good defence. As you can see there, they've their goal difference is the best in the league, and that's partially to do with their defence as well. Alvarez is warming up. Haaland has been down for a couple of minutes here, so that's just going to add time on. What you reckon Calvin Phillips does next season, says Lucas. I mean, Calvin Phillips, when you look at it, his whole career is based on Leeds, which was predominantly in the Championship and one season in the Premier League. He hasn't got a rich tapestry CV of playing in the Premier League well. So he's got to reinvent himself, really. I mean, look, I think he was a good player at Leeds. I mean, there was talk of maybe Manchester United, but I don't think that was ever going to happen as an ex-Leeds player. But only 5 minutes added on. I'd say it'll be a right sucker blow if City win this for Arsenal. Taylor is consistently inconsistent, a modern referee, says Jamie. There'll still be a sting in the tail here. I think City have got options there. There's Doku. Oh, what's that defending? Great defending by Saliba. Or Gabriel, sorry. Why is that French referee running around dressed up as Trossard, says Havard. He's pulling me, ref. He's pulling me. Corner. Is somebody going to break the deadlock from a set piece? I don't fancy Raya on corners. So Arsenal fans, hearts in mouths here. And it ends up in Raya's hands. Thanks for the follow, David. And no. Big kick into nowhere. 3 minutes to go. Saliba, man of the match. Yeah, he's won the most duels, possession, successful passes. Reminds me of a Bateson performance in Turf and Turf. Kevin says it's going to be a draw. Thanks for all the follows, by the way, on TikTok. I wouldn't say it's going to be a draw definitely yet. Still think that City are well accustomed to winning games late on. Still 2 minutes. Ortega going long there. I mean, if it stayed a draw, the real winners are Liverpool. Having beaten Brighton, they'll be out over the moon with this. But I did say before the game, though, if you lose this game, I think you're out of the title. Certainly if you're Arsenal, you're out of the title race. So, you know, maybe that's played on the head of the manager. I mean, I think if Man City were to lose it, I'd still would be surprised if they came back into it. But it's a big couple of minutes now because big couple of minutes now because if City were to win this, it'd be a heartbreaker for Arsenal. Man City still pressing. Weak. You can't give the ball away there. I mean, I think Arsenal there, they should be keeping the ball better there just to gift it back. With a minute to go, it's stupid there. Try and keep the possession a little bit. City come again here. How different is this compared to United? We at least scored and still got peppered by the media, says Aaron. Rice does well. Does very well. I think Martinelli might be offside. No, goal kick. 30 seconds to go. Thanks for the follow, Gats and Golfer. Bernardo Silva's carried the ball a long way there. Now Grealish. And Odegaard wins it off him. Rodri. We've had the 5. Reyes there. That should be it. Should be it. Is that it? It is. Well, there you go. 0-0. What does it do for the league table? That's what I'm going to look at straight away. 67 points for Liverpool, 65 for Arsenal, 64 for Manchester City. Manchester City's goal difference is 5 worse than Liverpool. It's 11 worse than Arsenal. Look, you can't go to the Etihad and demand a win. Arsenal clearly went there not to get beat. Arsenal have got the harder running. No doubt about that. But that's a good result for Liverpool, isn't it? A very good result for Liverpool. I'm on the United stand at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, so I better go and set that up. Appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me awake. It was a very tough game to watch, to be honest with you. Please give us a follow if you're on TikTok and subscribe if you're on YouTube on your way out. Let me have a quick look at that, actually. Yeah, we're only 20 away from 126,000, so please subscribe on your way out. Pep's having a pop at Grealish on the pitch. There we go. Make it about you. Basically humiliate him in front of the TV cameras, I suppose. Anyway, look, thanks everyone for watching. I'm on the United stand at 7 o'clock if you want to tune in for that. Take care.